I've been watching you. I've been watching you.
Hello, beautiful people. Let's discuss book stuff. And today we are talking about an author that might be out of touch. I don't know what's happening with y'all. Okay, every time I turn around, there's something happening. Can we chill? And there's some things I haven't even talked about on my channel. We're just gonna let that be. But I feel like book threads haven't had a quiet weekend, and I don't know how long. So today we're gonna talk about Erin Lee, who is an author. And this is what she had to say about her new book coming out. She said, "I killed a dog in my book and said there's no afterlife. Then I watched a writing video that said pets can have big roles in books, so be careful. And a beta reader asked me if a dog dies and said she checks a site with a list of books to avoid. Then a dating app guy said my afterlife rule was a hard pass and dipped. Damn, people, dog culture is dire. They're a great pet, but stop acting like they have little moons orbiting them. Your behavior is raising our vet bills. They're not a child. Chill." Okay, well, that's a weird take to have. So I'm a new cat mommy to Patches, okay? But, you know, I was always raised with dogs. I had cats. My mom has a Shih Tzu and a Maltese mix, something or other. Really cute. They're part of our family. We've taken Christmas pictures with them. We get them little toys. They sleep with us. We take them a little walk. Like, they are a part of the family, okay? And this thread happened about 4 or 5 days ago. And we're still talking about it. You want to know why? Because I don't know what's with, I don't know if this is a lot of people. Well, you know what? No, yes, it is. It's not just authors. It's just anyone who's in controversy. They never stop to think about not everyone's going to agree with you. And if a lot of people don't, you might want to think about, now, why is that? Because to a lot of people, they have fur babies, and that's fine. I have a fur baby, okay? I think also, if someone doesn't want to read about a dog dying, that's their prerogative. That's why you have trigger warnings and content warnings. They don't have to read that if they don't want to. This thread kind of made everyone feel like she don't care about dogs and dogs ain't nothing and what you boo-hooing about. That's how everyone is receiving and acting after reading that thread. And then the other day, she continues to say, "This is the last time I'll say this. I have a dark psychological novel called The Dead Aware that's coming out on May 25th. People are bullying and threatening me, downvoting my book, and saying my writing career is over because a dog is killed in the book and because I said pets aren't children and pet owners need to chill. I have trouble wrapping my head around how stupid this is. If you don't like my opinions or a dog getting hit by a car in a book about death, then don't read my book." Most people are not going to read your book. And I guess what? I'm a cat mommy, and people said happy Mother's Day to me the other day because I'm a cat mom and she's my fur baby. I don't know what you're talking about. But this had went on for the past week, and so even S.A. Cosby had to just kind of let Erin know respectfully what was going down. S.A. Cosby says, "I mean this with all sincerity I can muster. No one is downvoting your book because you killed a dog in your book. People are enraged that you presented a dismissive and condescending attitude about their relationship with their pets. Ding, ding, ding. We know pets aren't actually children, but they give us unconditional love, peerless companionship, and affection. And you told them to get over themselves because their love for their pet raises vet bills. That's the issue, and I hope you realize it." Wonderfully put. That is the issue. It's not that we are just, obviously they're not pets. I mean, they're not children, but whatever. My Patches is my baby, period, okay? And a lot of people feel that way. But it's okay if you don't agree with that, but you don't have to dismiss other people and then at the same time wanting to promote your book and wondering why people are downvoting your book and all this other stuff. You know, is that the right thing to do if you don't agree with someone's opinion, is to plummet their ratings? Y'all be the jury on that. But I think, you know, when you're dismissive or condescending or talking down on someone, and, you know, people do have an emotional tie to their pets. I'm sorry that, you know, Erin's never had that, but people really do. Like, you cry when your pets die, you know. Most people do. Some people do. Other people don't care, you know, and that's them. But a lot of people have an emotional connection with their pet. In fact, when we picked out Patches, child, that's a whole nother thing. But I don't know. We just both loved her. We read her story. We wanted to give her a loving home. And I'm so glad that we got her and picked her. Like, we just had a strong emotional attachment to her just seeing her. So to make it seem like people are out of their minds for loving an animal is just kind of crazy, and being dismissive about it. Like, people would like to know, like, if a dog or any animal gets killed in your book, please let them know. That's a trigger warning for them. That's a content warning for them. And they don't want to be subjected to that. That's okay. Don't make it seem like people are out of touch because they love their animals. Like, that's insane. Someone also commented on that thread saying, is this the same book? You said you released it May 25th of this year. Like, it's a new novel. Is this the same book that you just released last year? Come to find out, The Dead Aware was already previously published. I don't know if it's going to have a different cover or not. I don't know if this was just basically presented like it's a totally new book. But there's an actual screenshot of Erin Lee on TikTok saying, she's learning how to paint and just published her first book, which was The Dead Aware. So now here we are a year later, and she's trying to promote the psychological thriller as well with this hot take. I don't know. What do you think about this? Are people overreacting to her reaction to people and pets dying and all that? Do you think, you know, I don't know why it reads off kind of salty. Like, why are you salty that people don't want to read a book where the dog dies? They don't want to read that. They don't got to read that. Some people are not in the mood for that. Some people are triggered by that, and that's okay. But I don't know. To me, she just kind of feels a little salty about it, and it's really not. It's half the time it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And so if you are condescending or dismissive or just, you know, invalidating people's feelings, that's not going to go over well. So all publicity is not good publicity, okay? All outrage, all controversy doesn't really work in the bookish world, because while it might work for someone releasing a song, for instance, right? Like, sometimes there'd be some drama that pops off right before a song comes out, and it kind of works for them because everyone's rushing to go stream that song to see what they got to say, and are they going to diss them or are they going to address the issue. It doesn't really work well in the bookish space because it's really hard to kind of separate the art from the artist when it comes to books. So if you're a problematic person or you ruffle too many feathers as a person, no one's going to want to then support you with their money and their coin to go buy your book or rent your book or anything like that. Like, they're just not going to go run out to that, right? Because you're already controversial and we can't separate the two. So I don't know, and I'm surprised that we've been talking about it for a week. I'm surprised they're still talking about it for a week. You know, sometimes you just gotta just stop, because it just makes it snowball and get worse. And so let's see what the book is on Goodreads. I don't even know how many stars this book has. And this is kind of not a great introduction because I never even heard of The Dead Aware until this. And I'm like, child, why you gotta be... Calm down. You ain't got to be so spicy about it. The Dead Aware has a 1-star rating. I don't think I've ever seen a Goodreads book with a 1-star rating. Whoops. Let's see. Does it tell me when this was already released? Yeah. Someone rated it 1 star. Pretentious author kills off the dog and said there's no afterlife and blames us for the increasing vet bills. Hard pass. I think they were being funny based on that. Tweet. Someone else says dog dies for no reason. Yeah. And they're an independent author. And according to Goodreads, yeah, this book has already been released, you know, January 21st. I don't know if there was gonna be some editing involved or just like a new cover or something like that. But they're re-promoting it and it's going horrible. So, anyways, have you read The Dead Aware? Are you planning to read The Dead Aware? Does that thread and the reaction to people's reactions, does it turn you off or do you not care? Do you think people are blowing it out of proportion? Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, respectfully. But yeah, so make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, peace.